welcome back to our video walking tour. My name is Rachel Goldberg and I'm the programs coordinator here at the Manassas Museum. Today we're going to focus on our walking tour a little bit more on a person instead of a specific place. So I'm coming to you today from the Manassas Museum, which is open. We're open now 10 to 5 Tuesday through Friday and noon to 5 on Saturdays and Sundays, so come on down. I'm currently standing in our temporary exhibit called Consider the Source. This show explores works on paper from our collection that are important to Manassas history. And today we're going to focus on these things right here near me. These things, and the things in this case that once belonged to a man named Albert Speiden. So you all have heard me and our curator, Mary Helen Dellinger, talk about Albert Speiden a number of times when we were at the Candy Factory building, when we were at Old Town Hall, we referenced Albert Speiden. Albert Speiden was born on June 12, 1868 in Alexandria. He studied law and architecture at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. After he graduated, he was employed as a draftsman at the U.S. Patent Office in Alexandria. At the Patent Office, Speiden worked on several very interesting projects, including one project with the director of the Smithsonian, who at the time was Samuel Langley. And in that project, Speiden drafted drawings of a project that Langley was working on with aerodromes, or unpiloted engine-driven airplanes. That was a friendship that actually went on for years, and Speiden and Langley worked together again over time. In 1896, Albert and his brother William, who is also a draftsman and an architect, opened Speiden and Speiden, an architecture firm, and they opened that firm in Washington, D.C. Shortly after opening the firm, Albert's friend Langley asked him to design plans for a laboratory at the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory and plans for the renovation of the northeast tower of the Smithsonian Institution building. In 1901, Albert married the love of his life, Effie Nelson, and moved to Manassas. The couple resided at 9320 Battle Street in a house that is still standing today, and it was a house that Albert designed for them. By choosing to live in Manassas, Albert became one of a few commuters, one of the early commuters. And if you come to the Manassas Museum, in our main gallery, you can see Albert Speiden commuter pass. It was his pass to get on and off the train. It's even stamped. See if you can find the date that pass is stamped in our gallery. So Albert Speiden was commuting back and forth to Washington, D.C. every day. There's some urban legend that says that Speiden would wait until the very last minute every morning to run to his train. I think I can definitely identify with needing to get in every last sip of coffee, and then he would wait until he heard the train bells ringing, and then he would run from his house on Battle Street to go up on the train. So despite his long commute and all of his business in D.C., Mr. Speiden was a leading member of the community here in Manassas. He served as a deacon in his church and was elected to town council for the 10 years between 1909 and 1919. During that time on town council, Mr. Speiden was instrumental in helping to create modern utilities for Manassas. He was also the first president of the Manassas Volunteer Fire Company, and there's an award at the fire company that is named after him. So Speiden & Speiden, the architectural firm, produced hundreds of designs for houses, movie theaters, churches, apartment buildings, and government buildings in D.C. and out here in Virginia. And Albert was specifically very proud of the fact that at one time he had done work for every church in Manassas. The Manassas Museum is fortunate to own several, or most of the drawings that Speiden produced in his lifetime. Here in the exhibit you can see two examples of a rough sketch that he made of Grace M.E. Church, and then his more detailed architectural drawing of Grace. This church still stands, but is now the Bull Run Universal Unitarian Church. And then over here to my right, You can see that we also own a number of his drafting tools, some sample books, some personal papers, and then one of my favorite things are the books that you can see that Albert gifted to his wife. And inside each book, Albert has made a sketch, and in a number of them, he marks the occasion, and in a number of them, he writes a little love note to his wife, Effie. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to a very important Manassas resident. And over the next few weeks, I hope to bring you a bit more Speiden-related information. So let me know if there's something specific you're interested in, and I'll see you again soon.